Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for giving me a few moments to greet all of you and congratulate you on this annual association, and also to thank you for this fantastic theme of creating the gateway to leadership. I actually wanted to be introduced as Jeremy Lin, but I guess they forgot that line. Anyway, I wanted to be here today to greet you and to just say a few words about how appreciative I am for you coming together and not only gaining the professional context that you have, but reminding you that we have a community to build and making sure that no matter how successful you might be, there's going to be a lot of people who depend upon us for leadership. And as you learn through and grow in your capacities, if we can lend all of our skill sets to helping build our communities, that's where our future is. And I know my notes that I said earlier that I had read coming over here had wanted me to talk a little bit about my background, but I think you pretty much know, those of you who have paid attention, where I came from and what I used to do, and those stories about suing the city before I worked for it, being a civil rights lawyer. But I do want to tell you maybe the best way to explain my passion for community is just letting you know what my calendar looked like literally within the last 48 hours. And I know Alan Wong was up here, he's moderating today, but he and I a couple of days ago joined each other on the stage with Fiona Ma, and we talked and greeted everybody to support our attempt to end hepatitis B in our communities and be a Hep B hero. Then last night, began that night welcoming in the Asian Pacific American Legal Outreach group, that APILO that's formed because they provide legal services to battered women in the Asian community to offer shelter and services. And then the next event was joining Senator Feinstein at celebrating and preserving our Angel Island, because that immigration station is our history. There are many people in the country to talk about Ellis Island, but we talk about Angel Island because if you know your forefathers and the people who attempted to immigrate to this country faced huge amounts of discrimination, Angel Island will be what you want to preserve for generations to come, so we don't ever repeat it for any other immigrant group that comes here to have built the barriers that our ancestors went through. And that was that event. And then we jotted over to celebrate the anniversary for Asian Inc. That was, of course, it is a nonprofit that helps diversify our business community, making sure that we have the opportunities with federal monies and state money so that we make sure that our Asian-owned architects and engineers and CPAs and all the other wonderful disciplines that you represent have a chance to participate and grow in their business. And then towards the very end of the evening, I met with a group that is attempting to form the first exploratory committee to establish a sister city with Burma. And this morning we met Aung San Suu Kyi, and she is speaking right now and still answering questions at University of San Francisco to the delight of many of the Burmese Americans that live in San Francisco and the Bay Area. I say these events so that you could appreciate the diversity of our Asian American community, from legal to business to science to education to international human rights. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for all of you to keep your eye on the ball, that we build community with so much of this diverse opportunity for all of you to join. I know you're going to be successful in your own right. I know when you have speakers like Noah Lee and Monster Cable here and some of the others who in their own right built wonderful, wonderful opportunities for themselves and employed thousands of people, you're going to get a lot of great professional advice. But I think in our Asian community we have a tradition that we don't feel that successful unless our families and our communities also experience that success. And that's what I'm trying to bring in to San Francisco. Because as successful as we can ever be, with all of the great technology companies that are coming in, I'm focused on job creation for everybody. I'm focused on our Latino and African American populations, as well as our Asian population, our immigrant populations, to get the best jobs they can to work their ways forward, to lift their family opportunities up. And then when they become successful, the thing that I learned the most, it's something that I will continue repeating throughout my career and my opportunities to be the mayor of this great city. When we get the doors open for us, we keep them open for everybody else. And we make that a commitment, a lifeline commitment for everybody else so that they can see those opportunities for themselves and their families. This is what I think distinguishes San Francisco as the greatest city in the world, the best city in America, #1 from Business Week, as this week, the greenest city in America, yes? And also, with your help, the innovation capital of the world. And so you've got a lot to do, and you've got a lot to learn, but you've also got responsibilities that are way beyond just your personal success. And I want to join you whenever you have an announcement that you want to help somebody else. I'll be there with you. This is what makes San Francisco great. This is what makes our Asian community and Asian professionals fantastic, because I know you'll join me in building family, building community, building this great city. Thank you very much for being here.